All right, good morning, Overlanders. You have tuned in to the Sunrise Signal here on Overland Radio. My name is Michael. This is going to be your early morning cup of Overland news, weather alerts, gear drops, and trail talk right here on Overland Radio. Again, my name is Michael, and on today's episode, it's all going to be about staying ahead of the elements as we head into a volatile summer season for weather. So we're going to rush right into that and give you some weather updates. So National Weather Watch. I get my information, basically, I plug it in to Chat GTP and ask for like the daily news, the daily things. So that's kind of where I'm kind of getting some of this. So it kind of lays it out for me. I'll be looking kind of over your shoulder. Like I'm looking past you, but I'm looking at this. Let's get right into it with the national forecast highlights. The Southwest is cooking. Temps in part of Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California are pushing triple digits. If you're headed for the desert terrain, be aware of heat advisories. Pack extra water, shade gear, and don't trust the rooftop tent fans alone. Good point. Those things can get hot. The Rockies and High Plains are getting slammed with late spring thunderstorms. Expect hail, high winds, and flash floods into Colorado, Wyoming, and parts of Montana. Remember, camp elevation matters, especially when the skies open up. True. Another thing to keep in mind, sometimes if you're camping, down from the mountains and it's raining up there, you're gonna get some flooding. So be aware of that. The Southeast is in a rain pattern. Tropical moisture creeping up from the Gulf. If you're in Florida, Georgia, check out those trail conditions before heading out. It's slick and swampy out there. In the Pacific Northwest, you're gonna get a mixed bag with light rain, but warm and dry pockets triggering fire season. So fire season, we're going to get into that here in just a second. Also in areas that I'm at in Oklahoma, in the central United States, we've got a bunch of severe storms going on. It's been kind of the case the last few days. I know that even before I got here from Alaska, they had a lot of rain here in Oklahoma. So a lot of the creeks and the rivers and lakes are at capacity, over capacity, and we're just getting more of that stuff. Yesterday we had severe weather come through here. I know that in the next couple days, I think it's going to move further to the east just a little bit. I think today it's in Arkansas. So if you're in any of those areas in Tornado Alley, be aware because it is tornado season. So just keep up with all of those things. Follow your national weather reports, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk also some fire watch, because one of the other things for us as Overlanders is fires. We don't want to go into a fire. That's a bad deal. So this is the red flag warnings nationwide. So here's where things get serious. Red flag warnings are active in parts of California, Nevada, Utah, Oregon. Dry fuel, gusty winds, and low humidity mean the risk of wildfire is high. Some BLM and National Forest lands are already issuing burn bans, so no campfires, no charcoal grills, and definitely no fireworks, folks. Not at all. We don't need a bad deal going on. Texas and Oklahoma are also showing fire weather conditions, showing signs. They're showing fire weather conditions. If you're overlanding in the prairie grasslands area, avoid brush pull-offs and stay on known trails. So there's brush pull-offs. There's places where they've got a bunch of brush piled up. So stay away from it. Don't start a fire anywhere near there. If a spark gets in there, it's going to be a bad deal, and you're probably under a fire ban, it looks like anyway. Let's see. Keep your recovery gear clean, your exhaust system clear of brush, and consider carrying proportional fire extinguishers. A small move that can save a forest. I've seen people have to get out their fire extinguishers and knock down something small, but if you didn't have that, and if the winds are just right, it can get out of control real fast. That's also a good point whenever you go and you park your vehicle, especially if you're parking in a grass area. Like if you're able to get off trail or get off a designated area to park, make sure you're not parking in dead grass that's real tall, because if you've just stopped your vehicle, it's still hot under there, and a ton of fires. I've even seen police car that caught fire because they parked in tall grass and they lost that police car. I think it was on an episode of Cops. So here's some, a segment 3 is going to be Overland news you can use. I don't know if that's what it's going to be called all the time, but that's what it's calling it this time. Quick hits on what's going down across the Overland scene. New rig alert. Ford released a teaser footage of a 2025 Ranger Raptor with upgraded suspension and factory gear packages. It's built for trail travel straight from the lot. Sorry, my eyes. So it's built for trail travel, straight from the lot, and we're going to see more stock rigs ready for off-roaders this year. So I guess there's going to be more stock configurations that are geared toward off-roading, maybe even our lifestyle. So Go Fast Campers just dropped a new lightweight wedge-style tent for mid-sized trucks that's shaving 30 pounds off from the previous models. Ideal for those wanting better mile per gallons and easier rooftop access. They're already pretty lightweight, so it'd be interesting to see how they do in wind. I mean, I haven't stayed in a Go Fast camper. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're just a little thin for here. I could be totally wrong. Again, I haven't stayed in one, but they're making them lighter. And if they're making them lighter, hopefully they're making them equally as strong and durable. There is a big push for electrified overlanding. Yep. Rivian and Jeep are both teasing solar, towable battery units and off-grid recharging tech. Still early, but we are watching this trend. So they're talking about having a trailer that you would pull behind for charging. Towable battery units. Huh. And hey, if you're planning to hit the Overland Expos this summer, know that Colorado is still on, but Utah's regional fire risk might impact some events, so stay tuned for updates. So yeah, if there's some events and there's fire issues, I guess we need to pay attention to that and see what's going on. So we're going to give you also a rig wisdom here. I've been doing those lately on the All Over Overland Instagram page. Kind of like those inspirational posters, quotes of the day, that kind of thing. So on Sundays, I try to post out at least 5 rig wisdoms for you to have for the week. So something that you can go back and look at, save, share, all that kind of stuff. So today's rig wisdom is you can't outrun a storm, but you can outplan one. So you can't outrun the storm, but you can outplan one. And that's true most of the times. Sometimes they just kind of pop up, but if you know about them, then yeah, totally. So always check your NOAA forecast, use tools like Windy, and if you're headed remote, download offline maps and weather radar ahead of time, because no signal, no warning. True. You don't have signal, you're not going to know what's going to happen. So that's kind of what it's saying as far as be prepared and plan out for weather, fire, all that kind of stuff. If you know what's going on, then just be prepared for it. But yeah, so thank you guys. That's it for the Sunrise Signal this morning. Stay sharp, stay safe, and stay exploring. One thing that you guys can do for me is that if you guys know some news, and if you will send that to me through, either the All Over Overland or the Overland Radio Facebook pages. If you want to send those to me, I will try and make sure and look at them. If you can send those the night before, so if it was news from yesterday, send it to me probably by about 9 o'clock. And then that way, whenever I get up in the morning and I start preparing for a morning show, this morning show, the Sunrise Signal, then maybe I'll add that in there, especially if it's some good information. Or if you have an event, this is a great place for me to share your events. This is kind of a national thing. I want to let everybody know what's going on, because even me in Oklahoma, it could be that I am going to be traveling somewhere, and it would be nice to know where or what is happening in an area that I may choose to go to. If I don't know, I can't plan. Just like the weather thing. Anyway, hey guys, I appreciate it. My name is Michael. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, right here on Overland Radio, and on All Over Overland. Until next time, keep your tires aired down and your coffee hot, and whatever you do, make sure that you go all over. Thanks, guys.